Hello again, and welcome to my happy place. I'm finally going to get to work in my altered book journal that I prepared at the end of last year, and I'm so excited. Now, for those of you who were not familiar, I'll go through this quickly. For those of you who are, you might want to fast forward a bit. This is a book from Dollar Tree, $1, and it happened to have a very workable cover, and that will be fun, but that's down the road. And so I removed some pages, as you can see, and they are ready to go. Now, I learned this technique by watching Gail Augustinelli, and she said in turn that she watched it by watching someone else. So you know that on YouTube we do pass our knowledge along. So I turned a few pages, and here is the first pair of pages that I made into a side pocket. I glued top and bottom. And on the next one, the next pair, I just turned down the top page and glued around so that we have a pocket there. And this next one has a top pocket. And every time there is a top pocket, I have torn out 10 pages from the book between this page and the 11th page, and I glued this down to this book, this grouping, so that there is actually, would be a total of 12 pages here. The only trick to this is, and I'm going to remind you over and over again, whenever you do your tearing out, or whenever you do any gluing, you be sure to hold the top of the book, and I have glue on here and here, so when I close these two pages, I run my finger along here, and I close the book down on it and give it another good press. That keeps the pages from buckling or doing anything that that you wouldn't want them to do. Primarily buckle. So here, another pair of pages in which I have just two pages, and I turned them both inside. And this one, I just flapped this one down. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one yet. I haven't got a plan. Here, I must not have gotten this quite as tightly planned as I wanted to, but you can see what can happen if you don't make sure that you close the book on them to press these pages out. Here's another top pocket, so it has 10 pages in between here that I've torn out. And on the next one, I folded down 2 pages and glued them to each other and this back page, and you can see this one worked out well, and a side pocket, and so on all the way through. Here are some double tucks that become pockets and tucks, or I can glue them down. We'll see when we get there. Here's a three-way, 3 pages with corners turned down, and each glued to each other, and so forth. And I left the back pages with nothing done to them. So that's the book that I've been dying to get to, and today is the day. And I have picked some papers that I'm going to be using. This book is going to be just me playing with papers that I like, want to use, can't wait to play with. No particular overthinking, just happy making. I'm going to be using papers from Calico Collage. I'm going to be using some of my own digis. I'm going to be using them from Shabbydabbydodah, from Antique Paperie, from Medieval Mirage, and from the Graphics Fairy. This is my first collection of papers that are run off on heavyweight printer paper. Not the usual. These have a little bit more heft to them. Yesterday, on Friday, since I get on Friday, Graphics Fairy makes a freebie available, and this is the one that came yesterday. And I looked at it and said, oh wow, this is going to be the beginning of my altered book journal. So I ran it off on, not on heavyweight paper because the book won't hold much of it. I have much playing to do in this book, and I probably will put things in the pockets, so I just used the heavier weight printer paper. And isn't she just lovely? And she will be like so. And then I picked a paper from Medieval Mirage that I just love, and I think this will be the backing paper on her. That's as far as I've planned the book. But let me share. These are 2 sheets from Illuminated Flora in Medieval Mirage. Love, love, love these papers. And here are my digis. So I made, I usually run them off for myself. I run them off on cardstock, but I reprinted them on printer paper. So these are 2 of my handkerchief digis. And here, I'm not sure, they might be, this one I think could possibly be Calico Collage. It's been a while, but I love these papers. So they're going in here. And these I know because this was a Christmas gift from Tina at Shabbydabbydodah. So those I definitely know. And aren't these lovely? She sent, I think, 10 pages. Oh, it was just delightful and so ready to go in my altered book. And I do believe these might be, I think these are, could be antique papery. I don't have the room or space to keep all of these separated from each other so that I know which is which, but I do know which they are. And aren't these lovely? Going to use those. And then my printer decided that it needed yellow ink, so I'm waiting for my husband. He's off doing an errand, getting his something with his telephone, and he's going to pick me up some yellow. But and as you see, this is how I usually run my things because I don't know how I'm going to use them. So this is a piece of my digital of mine. This is a digital of mine on, oh, it almost feels as though it's run on lightweight watercolor paper. And here's a digi of mine run on cream-colored cardstock. I'm going to run it on heavy printer paper. Here is a piece of mine that I've had for years and years, and I just love that. So that's going to get, when I get yellow ink, here's another digi of mine. I love to use bits and pieces of this, and this one is on white cardstock, and here are some originals of mine that are also digis. And so as soon as I get my my ink, I will have these run off, and they will be going into my altered book journal. But for the start today, I'm going to start here. I'm going to tuck these all away, and let's get started having some fun. And I believe that I want, this is the side pocket. I'm going to leave one in here. I think I'm going to put that one here. So, now the trick is to, first I'm going to get some tearing done. Yeah, I'm going to use that primarily. Because I do like that edge. And so, this piece of Medieval Mirage is already pre-worked on the edges. And, alrighty. let's see now. Now I'll be able to tell a little bit more about size here. Well, I can put that here and put something else on the bottom, and that's going to be on the back of this page. So what I know is that the width is good, but I need to add a bit here. So, and I want the top of her hat because it just tickles me. So let's give a little mark here now. I'm going to go here and here, and I need to add more here. So let's say right there. It is so much fun to know that I can finally start to do some of the things that I was planning for the year. And I'm going to keep that because that's very mottled and pretty and lovely colors. I use this for tearing because it's got this lovely bit of cork on the back and it doesn't go playing slippy slide. It might not give me quite the edge that this one does, but this one has a life of its own. And so the trade-off is trade-off definitely is here. And good, Carol. Good, 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 good. Let's just make another mark. Alrighty. This tip about having a metal ruler with a piece of cork on the back, my husband had made his own for working out on his model airplane, and he's right, they do work a treat with that. So now out of the way, and oh yes. Oh yes, isn't she just going to work there? Righty, now let's get going. Now what color am I going to want to use here? I think tea dye is going to be too light. Vintage photo is a little dark. I always enjoy walnut stain. Let's see what happens. I do hope that you are going to plunge into something a little bit different this year sometime. No, I've been looking forward to this. I looked forward to it from the very first time that I watched Gail alter a book this way. It is so nice, it's just so right, and so much fun. Let's see. Yes, let's get going with the Yoo-hoo. I always go from the middle to the edge and center out and then up and down. I find that it works, and then another little buzz on the corners. Then I'm going to rework. There we go. going to work some more on the book page. And I don't know why I'm so attracted to this walnut stain, but I am. And some in here. Some in here. Let's see if we can make this work in here. Oh, yes. And maybe a little there. Good. So, there. And now, this one is definitely going to be smallish. Definitely going to be smallish. I'm going to have to be careful with this bluing down here on the side, but if I hold the book up this way, it will make all the difference. And right now, I think I'm just going to put this down here and come back to this. Yes. This is my book bone. And got that on Amazon. Yes. Now I'm going to try doing this first and see if I like that more. If it makes a difference. Learning by doing. This one. I'm getting to the bottom of this one. Picked up two extra Yoo-hoos when I went to the first time when I went to the closing business at AC Moore. And sometimes they had them and sometimes they didn't, and there were two of them sitting there, and I said, aha, we can do that if 25% is better than 0%. Now, let's stand this up, attach it here and here. Alrighty, our first 2 pages. And now we have this one, and I'm going to close this book so that this inside edge gets a chance. And I think I'm going to put some neutrals in here. Let's see what we might want to use. I have some. Oh my, wouldn't this work? Yes, I'm thinking so. That's not cord, Carol. Very old. music paper. I love that. Love goes and love comes. Okay. Funiculi, funicula. Yes. Going to have that. And what else are we going to have? Let's see what else we're going to have. I might have to hit the drawer with the backgrounds, yes. But first, funiculi, funicula. Now, are you down yet? I hope so. Let's just get the top off, because that we know, and boy, this is going to be, because this is so tender. So very, very, very tender. And this might do on the bottom of that, yes, of that page, the other page. Okay. And it would be nice if I did something as basic as measure. I'll start to learn as I go here, and I'm hoping that you will learn as you go with me. It's in from the edge. It's not way tucked, shoved in here. Do I want to do a little more than 4.5? 4.5 by, let me jot that down. 4.5. How about plus 7.5 plus. Okay, get back to your job there. Oh my, okay, we're going to get it. Not quite. So, I'm going to take that piece off because I love what it says. And I'm going to get it right down to here. Because this is going to be lovely also on strips that I might need. Oh, look at how nice and wide it is on one side. Oh, treasures. I found the treasure. Now we need 4.5 plus. There's the extra little bit over here. There's the extra little bit over there. Let's see what happens. Out. And 7.5 plus. We're just going to take this one down. 7.5, Carol. Okay, we're going to go right to there. Yes, yes. I love that. It was not good quality paper, to begin with when it was printed, but it's and it's aged so that it becomes so delicious. I know that you are all great paper lovers also. And maybe let's use the grid lines. Oh yes, let's use them. We have them. Okay, that would work a lot better. Yes, that's definitely happy making. cover up everything, because sometimes the things in these books are not anything that need to be scrutinized. So, all right, I usually try, very careful, how pretty, and all in French, love it, with this tender paper. Now. And here we go. Now I'm going to stop for a moment, and I'm going to pillage in my drawer of background papers, paisleys and things like that for here, and then we'll do this pocket today. That's my plan. I thought you might enjoy a close-up look of this drawer that I just finally put together for papers that I consider backgrounds. Now these are gorgeous. They would fit beautifully. However, I believe they might be Tim Holtz. However, they're rather heavy. So, not so much. I love them, but not so much. More, a little heavy. Let's see what we have here. Heavyish. Heavyish, definitely heavyish. Oh, wow, look at this. Look at this. Thinner. Definitely thinner. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, my. There's... Oh, and there's another one. I wonder... Ah, see? Super background paper and thin. Well... I think I should be still my heart. Oh, this is going to come in handy for this altered book. Well, for pages that have this coloration. Let's see, what do we think we ought to have? Decisions, decisions. We have this and this. Let's see what tickles us. Let's do it this way, Carol. That's a possibility. No. Possibility. A little large. Okay, do I like that one more? Or... Goodness, girl. Oh, 3 of them. Or that one. Black here, black on Medieval Mirage, black on the butterflies. I'm thinking this one. I'm thinking this one. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. Right there. Yes. And, oh yes, alrighty. All right, guys, back into the waiting room for you. 4.5. Now, I'm going to also take a few moments to make myself a template on heavier stock. 4.5 plus a smidge. 4.5 plus a smidge right there. Yeah, well, maybe if you could make it bigger, you could see it, Carol. And 7.5 and a smidge. 7.5 and a smidge right there. Grid lines. Grid lines. This is, I'm starting to talk to myself. Okay. Well, my eye tells me there. And sometimes you have to use the living rather than the grid. It's probably a little bit, but I don't think this is going to cause a commotion. Whoopsie daisy, okay. I didn't take off the top and the bottom, so I'm going to do that right now to soften up the edges just a smidge. Let's see if that piece of cork is going to make this stick. Nope. Okay, let's see if what happens without the cork. Before it gets my cork. Let's see. No, not going to want to do that at all. Okay. When all else fails, let's get out this to get the rest of it quickly. Just work because we'll see. Now, okay. Let's see how we're going to work this. I was thinking this way. I don't know why, but I was. Yes, this will work. Just a little titch off the top. But first I do the tear and then I use the scissor. First the tear and then the scissor. Mission accomplished. All right, let go. There we go. Okay. I know what that is. Just a little bit here. Take the white. the edges. No, this is just about the same weight as my copier paper. So this should do. Yes, it should. Now, you know that this is going to be seeing action again. Let's get stand up so that it does what I want it to do. That's better. And equidistant, yes. More or less. More or less. Now I know I have a card here. I'm going to end up having to put a bell on it like a cat. Now. And oh, good bits. Delicious bits. Oh my. These are going to come in so handy somewhere over the rainbow here. There it is. See? Ha! Thought you were going to get away from me. Now, what paper's next? What paper's next? I love these because they work well together and they have a journaling spot. And there's that pretty black that I like. Let's do those next on the top pocket, top loading pocket. Loading pocket, here we go. And oh, I have more good news. Well, interesting news for me, and I thought maybe you might be interested. One of the tables, the one behind me, if you saw my visit in my studio, when the table, when you enter the room, I'm going to have an extra camera. In fact, my husband's going to put the camera that he used, oh, Carol, wake up. He's going to put the camera that he used to video the room on a setup similar to the one I have over my head here. So that I'm going to have another place to work, which I can be working on a project over there, and go from, hit it get with it when I'm. Thank you. I almost heard you yelling at me. You're allowed to say, "Wake up, girl." That I can do as an ongoing project. I'd like to be doing some, I'm planning on doing some ephemera that involve stitchery, and that would be a perfect place. So he's going to bend the piece of metal that's going to hold the camera, that's going to be connected to the shelf, the same kind of shelvings that I have up here, and boy, boy, oh boy, for someone who had a tantrum last week because she had to change her way of video uploading and go from Adobe Premiere 13 to 15. You think I was having my throat cut. It was unbelievable. And now I might be just a two-camera girl. I know. But if I've learned to do all this other stuff, I suppose I can cope. And that one, of course, has a battery situation, so we don't know how long. It might be 30 minutes, it might be longer, I don't know. But that will be okay. I'm good, Carol. Here we go again. See what happens when you get aggravated? Not pretty. So that's going to be hanging there. Oh, that's not too bad. I'll make believe that's not terrible. And going to go into use. I'm going to give it a practice. And hopefully to move my hand. Okay, I'm learning. Fingers right where you're tearing, and it really sticks it to the cutting pad. And I'm going to be happy to have that, to use that table behind me, because it does have a my original green cutting pad on it, so there'll be less glare. Because as much as I love the glass, the ones in glass, they do provide a lot of glare. And so I actually cannot wait to try it. Yes, that's the person who threw a fit. Because I've done 580 some odd videos. Why do I have to change? And then of course I found out that yes, actually it's easier and faster. Easier and faster. We're just going to ignore that telephone because I don't have the door closed. Because my boy is out doing errands, so sure you've heard that noise before. I think this one and this one. Let's see. Let's see what it says to us. Okay, here's the spotty. Oh, it's going to be a shorty. We can do that. We can sure do that now, can't we? Okay. Close to the edge. Is that a problem? No, only if you make it one, Carol. Here. In here. Yes. I'm thinking so. And I would so like to learn to stream, but so that we could visit and work, but I just think it's if I threw a fit last week, that would probably put me in a rest home. one thing at a time. For me, hopefully having, don't assume you do it yet, Carol, hopefully having two cameras should be a step. And therefore, maybe more videos will be coming your way. I'm going to leave this in here. And when it dries, I will recut that. Okay, and on the back, no hole. Alrighty. Which one now? Oh, I like the flowers better on that side. Okay, decision made. I think I'm going to take off just another little smidge here. Just another little smidge here. Well, gee, it folded it. It didn't cut. Didn't cut. And I really wanted it to cut. Let's see. If you have patience with me, I will learn how to do this. Now, I know that there is a sponge. There you went. I think I'll wet my whistle. Very nice. Different color from Jarf, who makes all these this beautiful medieval Mirage papers. Her edging, her distressing is a different color, but that's okay. I'm thinking you won't tell on this. I'm hoping. There. Now. And right up there. Now, here we get that little bit of glue off. From this paper, out you go. And same. in there. And a little more of this down here. And some of the same right here. And I think I'm going to stop because I've got a lot of these, more pages than I expected, but that graphics fairy lady coming along yesterday, well, that was just the catalyst. And I'm thinking I'm going to redo some of this with something darker. Yes, probably going to do a dose of vintage photo. I'm going to clean up and return, give this a chance to settle, and we'll see what where we're going. Oops, yes, finishing. Good. I'll be right back. Well, here we are with the start of this altered book journal. It all began when I received this, I was able to run this, download this yesterday from Graphics Fairy. Isn't she just beautiful? And backed it up with some of my medieval Mirage. And then we used this very old and crisp French music paper. And a piece from my drawer. And then here, the first pocket, which contains the 10 pages that have been ripped out of the book. More medieval Mirage because I was attracted to the yellow there. And this one with the writing spot. So it has been so much fun, and certainly you've watched me learn quite a lot. Look at the goodies that I have left over here. Especially these. And they will come in handy throughout the journal, maybe as journaling cards or pockets or whatever. And I do hope that you have enjoyed this start on the altered book journal that I've been looking forward to doing for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And I hope you will join me again. If you have enjoyed, please leave me a comment, and I will be seeing you very soon. Bye now.